everyone, and welcome to another classic guitar video. Tonight's show is brought to you by Glendora Guitar Center. Thank you very much for their support, and I in turn support them. Tonight's guitar is kind of a semi-special guitar. It's a Line 6 Variax. Now, you don't hear too much about Variax. People generally speaking, know the name Line 6. But what it is Yamaha went in conjunction with Line 6 to produce this line of guitars called the Variax. And that's V-A-R-A-I-A-X. I almost got it wrong myself. And there's different models: Variax 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600. This one's the middle of the road. It's 600. It's in tobacco burst. It's a Strat style. And what it, what it is it has a set of settings on it. It's active pickups, if you will. Now you won't see any pickups, but they're kind of buried under the pickguard, if you will. But it gives you 12 settings of 12 different sounding guitars that you can program, that are pre-programmed. Excuse me. You can also pre-program your own by hooking the guitar up to USB with a piece of software, and you can kind of peek and tweak your own sounds. It has different cables and things that comes with. I got this guitar in a trade. The guy didn't like it. He saw it as too complicated. So I traded him just a very kind of semi-cheap Fender Squire. It was only worth about $150. This I should be able to get about $350 for. But it came with the instruction manual. You can see Variax Line 6. It also came with the little box that you input, output, hook it up to. It came with that. It also comes with the thing that you hook up USB to your computer, PC, and Mac. And one side is Ethernet, I'm sorry, and the other side is opposite end USB. What else have I got up in here? I've got the power supply for said device, which is this. They coincide. I have that. He gave me all the cables. There's the Ethernet, and here's the opposite end that goes into the guitar. The guitar has a standard line in, and then it has this, which you can hook up to the box and then in turn hook up to your computer. So that works out pretty well. And I got the USB cable that I just showed you. And what else did he give me? Oh, it's active electronics, so you can hook up a 9-volt, or you can use 6. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 6 AA's. I'd rather hook up a 9-volt because this is kind of big and kind of clunky. So it gives you that option to do that, if you will. So it's pretty cool. A lot of times when you buy this guitar, it's missing all this stuff, or the person is not including all this stuff. But he included all of it, including the manual. So that was pretty darn cool of him to do that with me. Again, there's the instruction manual. It's got the whole thing. It says Pilot's Handbook. I don't know why it says Pilot's Handbook, but it does. Well, I think I do. I do, but I take it back. Yeah, it just gives a whole thing on how to work on it, how to hook up the XPS power, how to hook it up to an amplifier, how to hook it up to your computer, the 12 different controls that it has. It also has a 5-way selector switch. It gives this a quick listing of all the other models. of the sounds that it has, if you will. Based on 56 Gretsch, based on 68 Rickenbacker, based on 61 Gibson ES335, even a couple acoustic guitars, resonator guitars even, how to set the intonation, how to adjust the truss rod, all this cool stuff, customer service, warranty. I'm trying to find a year on this booklet. I don't see a year on it, and then it's got 2 empty pages for notes. It doesn't. So far, I'm not seeing a copyright year on this. I want to say it's 2002. I could be wrong in that. So far, I'm not seeing anything. Nothing on the back? No, nothing on the back. Okay, let me go to the second to last page then. Maybe it'll give a 9.6 warranty, 90 days, blah, 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 etc., so on and so forth. Line6.com. An 818 number, customer service. I didn't. Wow, that's kind of weird. There's no year on this instruction manual at all. It just says revision number A, 400-00-0064, but that doesn't tell me anything. I'm just curious what the booklet says the year the guitar is. I mean, I know the year the guitar is, I think 2002. I'm pretty sure according to the serial number. No, I was mistaken, 2006. 2006, I believe, is the year on the guitar. Anyway, let's get started right away, forthwith, and here it is. Again, this is the Line 6 Variax. Some people pronounce it Variac, but technically it's pronounced Variax. I wish this was the 600 model, because if it was the 600 model, it would have a tremolo on it. This doesn't. It just has kind of a Telecaster style, kind of a Wilkinson-looking bridge that's solid, static. So I wish it had a tremolo on it, but it doesn't. The guy put new guitars. The guy put new strings on the guitar, rather. So that was mighty cool of him. But let's go ahead and plug it in. Again, you can plug this into your computer with a piece of software, and you can do custom settings with it. So that's pretty cool. I'm pretty familiar with these. I've owned a few before. I own the 600 series, and so on. So I kind of know the difference. Here's the connectors in the back, or the side rather. You have the standard, and then you have that other one that I showed you. It's basically like a right here. It's basically like a computer. Ethernet cord, if you will. So let's go ahead and crank this sucker up. Give it a listen. It helps if I turn the amp on, so I'll do that. My amp's not turning on. Why isn't my amplifier turning on? Oh, the power cord got slightly unplugged when I was moving a guitar today. Okay. Now we go. There we go. one of the custom settings is it sounds like an acoustic guitar. So if you listen to it, it does sound like an acoustic. That says T model, and then Spank is next, and then Lester rather, and then Special, and then Rockabilly, and then Chime, and then Semi-Hollow Body, and then Jazz Box, or full hollow body, and then acoustic, then reso, which is like a resonator, and whatever this one's supposed to be. So there you have all of the sounds. Pretty cool piece. I like this guitar. The tonality of it, especially when you switch the 5-way selector switch, you could hear. I mean, vast, not just a little bit of difference, but a vast difference. So that's pretty cool. Again, the guy put new strings on it. I would have rather he given me the strings and I put them on myself, which is, he said he was including a new set of strings, and I even told the guy, I said, don't put them on, I will put them on, and he put them on, and of course, he didn't wrap them around the, tuning pegs correctly, or very well. They got about 20 wraps around each peg, and you guys know I hate that, so I'm going to take a picture of that, which is what not to do. Sorry, friend. Real nice guy, but real nice guy. But what not to do when it comes to putting a string on. So I am going to try and save the strings. I'm pretty sure I will be able to save the strings. So that being said, here's the back of it. It has the... Ooh, that's a little squeaky. Ooh, my. Okay. That's where the 9-volt goes, and or you could put that big battery holder that holds 6 AA's. But realistically, I rather use a 9-volt. That's just me. The 9-volt's new. The guy said he replaced it. I already ran a voltmeter across it. It's good, so that's a brand new 9-volt as per what he said. So that being said, we're going to go ahead and we're going to start. Yeah, we're going to start on this bad boy.
It was nice meeting you.
Wow, those knobs are on pretty darn tight.
Are you sure about this, Commander? Don't worry, Odo. But from inside of a holding cell, there's just one problem. You're going to be in there with him.
Those are on tight. And I'm going to be very careful to remove this one because I don't want to mess up the the selector. That would be quite bad news if I did that. I would be beside myself. Now some people, I think there was a slight recall on these when they very first came out. I think this is a second or third generation, but when they first came out, the electronics, the motherboards in these would go bad. If memory serves, I could be wrong on that, but that's what I'm remembering on these. So what people would do is take all the electronics out and just cut a thing for pickups and make it a regular guitar. I know several people that have done that. I've never personally done that. I've never had a chance to do that. Realistically, I don't want a chance to do that. To be quite honest with you, I really don't want a chance. I don't think I can. This is really hard to take off, so I don't want to force it. When something is too hard to take off, some people will try and force it off. I'm not going to force it. Plain, pure, and simple. I'm not going to force it. So there is that. Okay, so let's go ahead and tighten up the tuners on this bad boy. But it's in pretty good condition. The guy bought it brand new, and he said he's only used it about 8 times. He just could not get the settings and the electronics and the software part of it right when he hooked it up to his computer, so he kind of gave up on it. So he said it's only been used 6 to 8 times. Well, I had a Fender Strat Squire for about $175. $180 is what I had on it. That he was willing to trade. So I was like, well, okay, I'll trade you straight across if you have all the accessories for it. If you have all the accessories for it. If you don't, then no, because the accessories are kind of what makes the guitar complete and valuable, if you will. And he said, no, I have everything, and he did. So, hence I traded him. I thought it was a pretty good deal. And the last time I owned one of these was probably 5-6 years ago. So I was like, okay, I'll you know what, I'll give it a try. I'll give it another one a go. You know, why not? What the hey? What the hey, what the ho? What the hey, what the ho? Give it a try. The tuners are really loose.
Your sausage is done. The perfect mouth-watering results every time. That means no more hot greasy pans or smoky.
Oh man, yeah, really loose. Okay.
And it's included your tray captures the grease, and the cooking plates are dishwasher safe.
You literally close it, push the button, 15 minutes later, dinner's served.
Everything is better with perfectly cooked Johnsonville sauce.
Yeah, you know, I'm gonna need to detune it because the strings are kind of getting in the way. I want to mar the strings up. So I'm not going to.
And if you order today, you'll receive 1 pack of delicious Johnsonville sausages absolutely free. Plus, you'll be automatically enrolled in the Johnsonville Sausage Savers Club, offering you 3 additional monthly.
And you guys remember in an unpackaging unboxing I did a while back was a brand new Ernie Ball electronic tuning peg machine unwinder. And a lot of people have asked me, man, why haven't you used that yet? And you know what? I'm just so old school. I bought it because it was on sale. It was regular like $24, and it was on sale for like $9, brand new in the package. So I bought it on kind of a whim. But I'm kind of old school. I don't like to, I'm going to sit here and manually do this. Maybe at some point I will break it out and I will use it. It's not that I actually have used them before. I had one before, a long time ago when they first came out. It broke, and then I kind of sweared them off, and considered them kind of junk more than anything. No wonder the guy said he was having tuning issues with this too. The tuning peg were all loose. Goodness. So, yeah, look how loose all these are. So it broke. I tried to fix it, couldn't fix it, threw it away, went back to doing it manual. Simple as that. Never went back. But this one was on sale on Amazon, and I thought, okay, since it's on sale for like regular $24 for like $9, $8, I'll buy it. I'll stick it on my my shopping cart and buy it. What the hell? We'll go ahead and adjust the truss rod. So I did, and that was kind of it.
There is one hope for you, Chauncey. My strength is within you.
No, that's good. The Allen is not quite reaching, I don't think.
I will show you how to use it. Lower the force field, Chauncey.
Okay, so that means I'm gonna have to get my other Allens out and go from there.
No.
This one's a little deeper. So. Too big? Or small? We're about to find out.
I think that's enough of Duran for now.
Interesting. Okay. It can't still be too big. I mean, it can't be. No. Okay, I'm gonna go bigger. Go 5mm. Oh, it's 5mm. What do you know? Okay, we're adjusted. It was pretty good to begin with, so I just wanted to test it. I need to go buy some new Allen wrenches. I need to turn my Allen wrenches in for new ones. I got them at Harbor Freight and they have a lifetime warranty. So they're getting a little bit worn. Okay, we'll flip this bitch over and tighten the tuners. I gotta turn the screwdriver in. How long have I been saying that, guys? How long have I been saying that? About a year and a half. I gotta turn the screwdriver in. To wear it. But it's just kind of the least of my problems. Well, not problems, but least of my concerns, I'll put it that way. Least of my concerns. The neck is kind of loose. Okay, strap buttons next.
Because
bottom strap button. This guitar should not take too long to do, considering there's not much to it. I mean, there's no Floyd Rose or anything like that, so it should be relatively easy to service, if you will.
If that's true, then why did Curzon wash me out of the
Well,
initiate
I'm doing the
program?
wrong thing here. Okay.
I've always believed it was because you wanted to challenge me so that I would reapply and try harder.
Okay. So I'm going to have to do something to keep these strings back
I just didn't think I was good enough.
while I polish the frets and fretboard. Check the nut, make sure the nut's tight. It is. String through, because it's got ferrules.
What if he tells me something I don't want to hear?
I'm going to tighten the back plate because I think one of the screws was loose, semi-loose here. Yep. So we'll tighten that up a little bit up in here. And we'll get this guitar done fairly fast. I'm not in a big flaming rush, but I'm not feeling too well. I'm not feeling 100%. I had a bad night and day with my back, so there is that. This one's kind of stripped out, so I'm going to do a toothpick fix on this one.
One of these things is not like the others. Who is it, Peter? Check out ancientitv.com and click quizzes.
Okay, tight. Everything's tight. Now I'm going to sit down because my back's hurting. Sorry about that. I'm going to change the camera view now that we're done with the headstock. Oh, my shirt caught on the edge of the strap button there for a second, and I almost careened the guitar clear to the floor. Almost, but not quite.
Life doesn't have to be this hard. Just because you lost your car insurance.
That's just the kind of guy I am. I like breaking stuff.
Affordable car insurance.
I'm going to take the pick guard off and just take a peek under here and probably a quick picture. Just for, I don't know, just for the heck of it. Just because I can. Check everything, make sure everything's copacetic. I didn't hear any static or snaps or crackles or pops or anything like that. But I just want to check it. Plus I want to take pictures. This is the first one of these I've had in quite a while, and I didn't take pictures of under the pick guard of the other one. So I am going to do that to this one now that I have it laid out in front of me. So there is that. It's quite warm in here. It was 98 degrees today. But it's only 82.5 degrees in here, and I have not turned on my swamp cooler or air conditioner or fan. Just because you know me, I'm trying to save electricity, save money. That's just, I'm not a miser. Somebody called me a miser the other day. You're such a miser. No, I'm just conscientious. You know, if I need to turn on an air conditioning or a fan or a swamp cooler or a heater, you know, during the year, I do it. Believe me, I want to mitigate my own comfort, I'll tell you that. But if I can avoid doing that and without, you know, messing up my own comfort, I will do that. That's for sure. Okay, let's. I think I would have to remove the neck. So this may have been a bad idea. Well, not a bad idea, but I think I need to remove the neck in order to get the rest of this off, maybe? We'll see. Hold on a second, guys and gals. I don't want to break anything, so... Oh my. Yeah, I think I would need to remove the neck because it's kind of up in there. You know, kind of like a regular fender where you've got that kind of slit and your pickguard slides underneath it.
Just one part of the best.
I think that's part of it. Yeah, that's what it is. I'm pretty sure because it won't come up, and I'm not gonna force it. Shoot. And I just set the neck. I just tightened it and set it. Phooey. I really wanted to take pictures of the electronics. It would only take me 30 seconds to take the neck off. Ah, dag nabbit. I'm gonna have to think about that a minute because every time you unscrew a neck and screw it back, the threads in the wood get weaker and weaker. So every time you do it, they get weaker and weaker, and I don't like doing that because then you end up going to tighten your neck, and then the screw just spins and spins and spins because you've messed up the threads. That being said, it's not to that point. I think if I do it carefully enough, I can do it. Shish kebabbers. Dag nabbit. I'm gonna have to think about that a minute, rest a minute and think about that because just because I do. I mean, the work on this guitar is going to go fairly fast. We're only at 33 minutes. Maybe I'll go to the bathroom real quick, assess it, and then decide when I come back. So hold on, ladies and germs.
Looks like the two of you are having a good time.
Well, as good a time as two gentlemen can have without the company of a lady. Please, join us. Excuse me while I slip into something more appropriate. I love being a changeling.
Well, if you two don't mind, I think I'll be pushing off.
Benjamin, don't go.
I have to finish evaluating Nod's test results. He's waiting to hear how we did. Thanks for stopping by with me. It's good to see you.
There goes the best friend I ever had. Well? So, are you enjoying your Jantara?
For the most part.
What about that Tobin, huh? Did he tell you that I got him drunk for the first time during my Jantara?
No. But I can see why you did. Curzon, there's something I want to talk to you about.
Oh?
Do you remember when I was an initiate?
You see that Ferengi over there? A bulletin came in on him last week. He's a Tongo hustler. I'd love to clean him out. We should get a game going. Tongo!
I just don't understand how I could have failed, Father.
You've always been so great with spatial orientation. Remember the time we redid the floors and you managed to stack all the chairs so they fit behind the bar?
Now I won't qualify to take the Academy entrance exam. My Starfleet career is over before it even started.
He's right, you know. And it's not fair. Starfleet has no idea who it's passing up. No, you would have made a good officer. I want you to know something.
There will always be a place for you here at Quark's.
Okay, folks, so I've made my decision. I'm going to flip this over and I'm going to detach the neck, even though I already set it. And that'll give me a chance to take a gander at the electronics, take a quick picture, a quick inspection. And I do need to grind down the tip of one of these screws, because one of the screws, it's kind of making a little tiny hump on the fretboard, and I don't want the screw to poke through. It's this one here, it's the shortest one. So I'm going to take that one to the grinder, to the shop outside, just for giggles. And just kind of take that tip off of it.
Why didn't you object when you heard I was reinstated?
Just for the heck of it.
I don't know, Tatsuya. Maybe I've decided I've been too hard.
So I have to look at it and see which one it is again.
Yes, but
It's this one. It's the inside one.
I felt sorry for you. Well,
Inside
you
one.
wanted to be joined so badly. You were so young, so lovely.
I'm going to take that into the shop, and I'm just going to take the point of it off.
I guess I've always had this nagging feeling I didn't have your complete confidence.
Yes, I'm just going to barely take the point of it off. So I'll do that to the shop, and I'll be right back.
To be a host.
Well, whatever I may have thought, doesn't matter. You are a host. Isn't that enough?
No. I feel like I don't have your respect. And I'm afraid when your memories are restored to me, I'm going to feel like I don't respect myself.
In that case, you only happen to know that I've come to a decision that's going to benefit both of us.
What do you mean?
I've decided to stay where I am, in this body. And I'm not just speaking as Curzon. This is Odo's decision as well. We like what we've become, and neither of us wants to go back to the way things were.
Strange things, odd occurrences, and voyages right out of this world. Naturally, Star Trek Voyager is coming up next, part of all Star Trek, right here on HNI.
$9.95 at my age?
$9.95. No way.
$9.95?
I'm John, manager here at Colonial Life Insurance Company, to tell you it is possible. If you're age 50 to 85, you can get life insurance. Options start at just $9.95 a month.
Okay, Jonathan, I'm listening. Tell me more.
Just $9.95 a month. For Colonial Penn's #1 most popular whole life insurance plan. There are no more questions to answer, and there are no medical exams to take. Your acceptance is guaranteed. You can't be turned down.
Okay, so I took it to the shop, and I took it to the grinder.
Guaranteed acceptance? Oh, I like guarantees. Keep going. And with this plan, your rate is locked in for your lifetime. So it will never
And now it's a little better.
perfect if you want to.
So, that being said, I'm going to very carefully flip this guitar over.
Security and knowing it won't get canceled as I get older.
This is lifetime coverage as long as you pay your premiums. It can never be canceled. So, you get lifetime
Because the neck is
coverage,
detached.
and for extra peace of mind, you also have a 30-day money-back guarantee. So don't wait. Call now for free information. You'll also get this free beneficiary plan.
Now I can take the electronics pickguard off and kind of pull the electronics up very, very. Oh man.
Thank you. Just for calling.
Oh, oh, that's a ground. It's a ground wire.
Your free gift. Call 1-800-529-5881.
What the what?
The first step and lock in your lifetime rates for
Man,
just
this ground wire not wanting to come off. I'm gonna have to use a pair of needle nose because it's very tight.
5848. Call
There's no way to remove Curzon's memories from Odo without his cooperation. He has to give them up willingly.
There we go. Very carefully. You don't want to force things. You want to do things very slowly, very carefully, very, you know. And there we go, folks. We have a ground wire, and then we have, it's kind of reminiscent of a, let's see, it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, it's an 8-pin connector. That's kind of reminiscent of, well, they've been using these connectors in electronics for years. I mean, these same connectors are on Nintendos from the 80s. So I see 2 grounds, and then the motherboard and all that stuff. So I'm going to, this has probably never been taken out, but I'm going to take a quick picture of it. Just because I can. And yeah.
I looked up to him.
We're not going to use a flash because that'll just...
Maybe that's where I find it hard to challenge.
Whoops, I used a flash anyway, and it flashed anyway. Okay, well, we'll do this again then.
He was my friend, he was my confidant. In a way, he was
I guess that's okay. Nah, I don't like that picture. I'm going to take another one.
selfish and arrogant.
I'm pretty particular about my pictures. So...
Sometimes I let him get away with it too. But from time to time, he'd push me too far. And I'd have to stop.
Yeah.
Tell him he'd
Okay,
crossed
I'll
the
take
line.
another one.
And how would he react?
Sometimes he'd just laugh and admit it. Sometimes he'd be furious. He'd back off because he knew he was
Well,
wrong.
the second one's a little better. I'm going to delete the first one.
Wrong now.
Okay, well,
And he's manipulated you to get you to go along with what he wants.
it's, I gotta replace this thing. It's horrible.
Or let him get away with it.
So I just wanted to kind of take a gander at it and tighten the grounds. Make sure the grounds are tight. Just because that's what I do. And then make sure this ground is tight.
I know what you did. Take it easy. What's wrong?
That's good.
You know what's wrong. You considered our goals so that
Okay.
orientation test.
Everything looks copacetic. Make sure your connectors are in good. So that way when you put it back, it's not all... Just we got a couple extra screws here, so I'm just going to take the screwdriver and make sure they're tight.
And if you ever do anything to hurt Naga again, I'll burn the bar to the ground.
You wouldn't dare.
Yes, I would. My son's happiness is more important to me than anything, even platinum. Remember that, brother.
Okay. You got 2 more on the other side here. Make sure those screws are tight. Then we have another connector in the back. Make sure that's tight. And I check the leading edge of the where it mounts and make sure it's just, you know, not scratched or
We need to talk.
anything like that, you know, just for the heck of it, you know.
What is it you want to talk about?
So we'll put this, we have 2 things to reconnect.
I'm sorry. I realize this is difficult for you. But you'll get over it. Trust me, it's better this way.
For you, maybe. You're both living out a life you never could have had otherwise. But it's my life you're living. Those should be my memories.
Not anymore. Maybe they never should have been.
That's where you're wrong.
And then we'll take a flashlight and make sure that I connected it fully and correctly. And I did. Give it another push, just for safe measure. And then put the ground wire back. And then gently, just kind of, when you put these back, you just kind of want to rock them. Make sure your strings aren't in. You just kind of do this. And then we can double check our neck, make sure fittings on our neck are good. Check it for a date. Looks like it says 2006. I'm not quite sure, but I'm going to take a picture of it just because I can. It's available to take a picture right now. The strings out of the way and take a picture of it. That's not what I wanted to do. It's a horrible picture.
Very beautiful.
You in love with me?
Okay. Okay.
At first, I thought it was just an old man's passing infatuation. After all, I'd always had an eye for the ladies. But as we spent more time together, I started to realize it was
Okay, now we'll put the screws back.
deeper.
Then why were you so
Making pretty good time on this. We're at under an hour,
I couldn't let you know.
so I'm pretty happy with that.
You were an initiate. I was your supervisor.
So you watched me out of the program?
Later, I realized that I'd robbed you of something you wanted all your life. I felt so guilty, I nearly retired from the Symbiosis Commission.
So when I reapplied,
I have to turn the fan on because I'm starting to get hot.
Contrary.
And it's 83 degrees. It's actually gone down 2 degrees. But I'm hot, so there is that.
So, now that you know, you can see that it's best for both of us that I stay here, in this body.
why? Because you loved me?
Because I still love you.
So the guitar is in pretty darn good condition. The guys kept stellar condition of it. So there is that.
Yes, there is.
So this guitar is going right back up for sale tomorrow. And that's it.
Because I love you.
Right back up for sale.
And I want you back.
It's not something I necessarily want to keep. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I could, but it's not something I have to keep. It's not one of those guitars where it's a must keep, like I said.
Right here on H&I.
Make a Dunkin' run for a $2 pick-me-up and avoid the afternoon drag.
Should've got one for John.
Yeah. Sorry, John. Hello, Ken.
Come in for a $2 medium latte or cappuccino from 2 to 6 p.m. America runs on Dunkin'.
Want to freshen your home without using heavy, overwhelming scents? Introducing Febreze One. It eliminates odors with no heavy perfume, so you can feel good about using it in your home.
I'm gonna have to reset this neck.
Freshness. Try new Febreze
By
One.
setting it, I just mean tightening up to a. You don't want any one screw looser or tighter than the other. So that's more or less what I mean by setting the neck. Make sure it's all equal. Equal. Even Steven. So you do this very carefully and one at a time, crisscross. You don't want to over tighten, you don't want to under tighten. Over the years you get to learn to feel for this. So now I can flip her back over and take a quick little rest, and then we'll tighten the we'll do the frets and fretboard is what I meant to say.
Call 1-800-756-8232 for our free exclusive new shower package.
And we'll tighten the rest of these screws down. Yeah, we're doing pretty good. Okay, everything's tight. I turned my TV show down a little too low.
As soon as that kid graduates from the academy, I'm gonna have to go home, sir.
Okay.
What can I get you, Doc?
A root beer. It's an herb drink. Something they serve at the academy.
Root beer. This is the end of Ferengi civilization.
Okay, so we'll tighten these till.
May I join you, Lieutenant?
Of course.
I'd just like to apologize for my behavior while I was joined with Curzon.
There's no need to apologize. In a way, I'm glad it happened.
Okay.
It forced me to deal with some things about myself I've never really faced.
We're doing pretty good.
Giving me a
We're
special
making
gift.
pretty good time. We're still at under an hour. Kind of surprised. Well, not really, but
You see, now I have Curzon's memory.
yes, but no.
Seriously.
I think what I'll do is I'll take my clips
How much joy it gives you.
and kind of do it like this, I think.
Experiencing things like eating, drinking, staying up all night playing Tongo. Frankly, I don't see how Curzon ever managed to get any work done.
He always seemed to somehow.
He must have been a remarkable man.
Only thing is I don't have anything to clip it to, so there is that. So I don't think these are going to work. So now what? Let me think. Let me think. Oh, I know what I can do. I can unloosen the top screws for the pick guard and stick them under that. There we go. See? See? Boom. See how that works? Boom, baby. Do I know what I'm doing or not? I think I know what I'm doing. Some people say no, but I know what I'm doing.
When diplomacy fails, there's only one alternative. Violence.
I'm gonna turn my fan on because it's a little warm up in here. Just a little warm.
Our philosophies are in agreement. Will you help us?
You're asking me to fight your war. Destroy.
Capture them and get out. This ship has supplied the final power. He wants to conjure from here.
You risk life and limb. So your people can
Okay. So before picture, there's a little bump right here that I need to take care of with the file very ever so lightly, and I do mean ever so lightly. I mean ever so lightly. So I'm going to do that right now. just right where it started to stick through. So you're just very lightly with the weight, just the weight of your fingers. Just the weight of your fingers. And it started to make a dome where the screw for the neck. And it started to kind of, it didn't poke through. Didn't poke through. It was just them, for whatever reason, I think they made the screw slightly too long. So I'm going to file that little hump down. Oh, there we go. See? Problem done. Problem done. It really wasn't a problem per se because it was on a section of the fretboard of the kind of high E right here, second string that was going to be the issue. So we'll take a picture before and then we'll polish the frets and fretboard. Okay. Glad I'm doing this guitar tonight. I almost was not going to do it because I wasn't feeling too well. But then I thought, you know what? No. I'm just going to go ahead and do it. Just going to go ahead and do it. Just go ahead and do it. Why not? You know? Okay, here we go, folks. I think that'll do it. I think that'll do it. Do it to it. This battery's starting to go a little bit. If you guys remember, I bought that battery last summer. And it's just now starting to not last. So, there's a fresh rag. That's just a shadow. And we'll Run this 12 times. Boom. Pretty dirty. I just got this rag out of the wash the other day, so it's fresh rag. It is dirty. She's a dirty bird. Okay. Now we'll do the in-between, like I always do, alright guys? Because I have things to do. It's gonna get hard. Quote unquote, not gonna do that. I was speaking to somebody else there for a second. I'm sorry. I think this will go relatively fast. It's semi-dirty, but actually the first 4 frets are actually pretty dirty, so I think I'll be able to get this pretty good.
You're going to defeat Securius, and you're going to keep up your end of the market.
This is going pretty fast, so I'm not too worried about it. I see a couple I'm gonna have to do twice, but that's okay. I didn't quite do them good enough the first time around. It's pretty rare I miss one and have to do it twice, but every once in a while. Almost halfway done. Well, we are halfway done basically. Flip my thing over. Because I like to use my rags evenly. So that way at the end of the week, one side's not all dirty and the other side's all clean. I like to pretty much use them equally as best as I humanly can, you know? just because that's what I like to do. I think this fret and fretboard is going to come out pretty darn good. A little dirtier than I thought in actuality. But that's okay, I'm getting it. I'm almost done. Got a nice rosewood fretboard, I'll tell you that. It's a very pretty rosewood fretboard. Oh, come on. So again, this is a 2006 Line 6 Variax 300 electric guitar. I got in a trade. I traded a guy a Fender Squier Strat, only worth about 150 bucks or so. He said this guitar was like too complicated for him. He couldn't, get it, and he couldn't, understand how to install the software on a computer, because you can hook this guitar up to a PC or a Mac computer, and you can, it has two presets that you can do your own presets to. And he didn't know how to do that, and it kind of frustrated him, so he was willing to just get out of this guitar. And he saw my Fender Squier for sale and offered me this in trade. I know what these guitars are and what they entail, so I was like, as long as you are going to include all the accessories, because if you don't include the accessories, that's like half the value of the guitar, or at least 2/3 of the good value of the guitar. And he's all like, yeah, I have all the cables, I even have the original instruction manual. He said, I have it all. And he did. And he brought it over last week, and I traded for him. And I'm pretty well happy with it. I mean, I don't see any problems, issues, or glitches with it physically. And my computer in the other room is downloading the software for it as we speak. The Variax software. So there is that. Okay, we're going to take an after picture while I'm standing up because my back is killing me. Oh God, huge difference before and after. My goodness. My goodness, land sakes alive. Oh. So yeah, look at the frets and fretboard afterwards, guys. Frets and fretboard, perfect. Rosewood fretboard, medium-sized frets. .22 frets. Yeah, it is a pretty cool piece. Satin finish on the back of the neck and the back of the headstock. Top of the headstock and back of the headstock, so I'm just going to polish the tuners. Satin finish on the saddles. I am going to polish the bridge and the tops of the knobs, if you will. And then we're going to go from there. I'm pretty tired, but I'm gonna mush on forward, guys. I'm gonna mush on forward. I'm gonna start by polishing the body, and that will impregnate the polisher here, and then I can do the bridge a little bit better. I think I'll very easily be able to get $350 for this guitar because it's in stellar condition. Considering it's what 13 years old, 2006, 16, 17, 18, 19, 30, yeah, 13 years old. Yeah. So I think I'll get a pretty good deal for it, if you will. Oops. Lift the string is up and then do the pick guard. Again, the pickups are kind of on the inside, if you will. That's why you don't see any exterior pickups on it. You look at this and go, wait a minute, where are the pickups on this sucker? It's like, well, that's because they're on the inside pretty much. It's got one little scratch on the pick guard. I'm going to try and lighten it up. I don't know if I can, but yeah, I can lighten it up. I can lighten it up. And I'll get my little stick that I use to get in all the nooks and crannies and nooks. Just like an English muffin. And polish the nooks and crannies, like I just said. I think think I'll get this guitar done tonight. This is not going to be a two-parter. We're at 1 hour and 17 minutes, just a little more than that. So I think we're going to be pretty good on time. We're going to be pretty darn special on time. So yeah, I think I'm going to do pretty good on polishing this. And the saddles I don't need to polish because they are satin finish. And they're kind of very Wilkinson-ish, if you will. Kind of Wilkinson style, if you will. Oy vey. Yeah, I know. Okay. Now for the polish off, if you will. Oh, merciful. Beautiful. Absolutely, stunningly, absolutely, categorically, irrefutably, 110% beautiful. It was pretty fingerprinted up and dusty when the guy brought it to me last week. He did not give me a case with it. I did not give him a case with my guitar. You know, whatever. I think that's why he didn't give me a case with his guitars, because I didn't have a case with my guitar. But that's okay, because his this guitar is worth about $100 more than the Squire that I gave him. So I'm all too happy to keep my case that I would have otherwise given him with the guitar. Not that I was going to give him one with the guitar, but I'm just saying that I otherwise would have, or may have, or possibly have given him, possibly, if you will, so to speak, kind of, sort of, semi. Oh, mercy. Oops, sorry about that. Getting a little ornery with my... Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Pretty darn good, folks. We're pretty darn good up in here right now. If that's wrong, I don't want to be right. And that's pretty much the way I feel. If I'm wrong, I don't want to be right.
Right now, in the former Soviet Union, there are thousands of Jewish Holocaust survivors trapped in the
I have to sit down because my back is killing me. Oh, but look at that. The finish is looking beautiful. I'll tell you that right now. Oh. Oh, fudgesicle. I need to pad my hand with that because it is too harsh on my hand. I'll tell you that right now. Now, normally I might take this bridge apart, but in order to do that, I would have to take the strings out and off and through. And I don't like to do that unless I absolutely have to, because typically that will ruin the strings. And the guy replaced the strings with new strings literally the day before he gave it to me, so I wasn't going to destroy a perfectly good set of brand new strings just to take the bridge apart. But I can get 99.99999999999% of it doing it this way. So there is that. So when I stand up, I can see it better if I stand up. And make sure everything is copacetic. Go over it twice and a third time if I have to, like I'm doing right now. And then the oh, mercy. I'm going to take a break and refill my beverage, and I will be right back. Okay. So. So it's looking pretty good. I'm going to screw these back down because I don't need them to retain the springs. The strings, rather. I'm sorry. Anymore. Turn my TV show back up because I can't quite hear it. Only reason I'm turning my TV show down is because last week YouTube copyright struck one of my videos, and it was playing, you know, my usual Star Trek Deep Space Nine in the background. I wasn't showing it on screen. I wasn't presenting the audio full on. It was just way in the background like it is now. So I appealed the strike and I did win it. And my argument was, well, I'm not showing it on screen. I'm not directly inputting the audio from it. So therefore, you know, blah, 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 X, Y, Z. They agreed with my argument, and they rescinded my copyright strike on my video. So that was quite interesting that they did that. I was shocked that I got a copyright strike on one of my videos. I was like, you gotta be kidding me, for what? And they were like, well, you were playing Star Trek on your stream. And I was like, well, first of all, I'm not playing Star Trek on my stream. It's off in the distance. Yeah, it's just off in the distance. You know. And I told them to point out anywhere where I'm showing it full on screen, or I'm presenting the audio full on. They couldn't. So they rescinded their copyright strike. It's pretty strange. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Copyright strike? For an episode of Star Trek Deep Space Nine? I'm not showing it on the screen. And, you know, they were claiming that I was airing the entire episode on my stream. And I was like, no, I'm not airing it on the stream. It is playing in the background, but it is so faint that, you know, nobody could record it and use it and watch it because it wasn't presenting itself on the screen. So they agreed with, long story short, they agreed with my argument. And, they agreed with my argument, and that was it. C'est la vie, mon ami. Okay, so now I'm going to groove and lube the nut. So I will move the view so you can see me do that. So I have this tool that I groove nuts with. Now I'm not going to lube it with this. I lube it with a special lube afterwards, but that one's a little bit too big, so I'll use the next one. You want to use the correct size, and usually it's one size down. Is what you want to use. I'm pretty good at grabbing these out of the thing in the bobber. That's too big. Move a couple sizes down from that.
You're watching Star Trek Voyager. Join the conversation on Twitter with #AllStarTrek and watch each original classic TV series 6 nights a week, starting at 8/7 Central. Only on HNI. Experience boost my score by 33 points.
I was able to boost my FICO score by 7 points. Experience boost raised my FICO score 47 points. It's free.
Oh, even that one's too big. I'm going to have to use the smallest one. Okay. So, we got my special tool that I use for grooving nuts. So it's a pretty cool tool, and I really like it. And it works really, really well. And I am just going to kind of lightly go over the top of the headstock with my pre-impregnated rag, because and I don't want to press very hard because I will start to polish the surface, and I don't want to do that. So I'm just trying to clean it and get the dust off of it, and that's it. See, that's all the more I'm going to do to it right there. So we're going to flip it over, and we're going to do the back, and then the back of the headstock. Well, the back of the headstock is satin finish, but this is the back of the neck is semi-satin finish. But even so, I think I'm gonna dry rub it, and then call it at that, you know. The maple on this is kind of semi-flamed, so that's pretty cool. I just kind of noticed that, kind of, sorta. So that's pretty cool. I'm not going to polish the plastic because it's kind of a satin finish. I'm just going to clean it. And I'm going to move the camera view because I forgot to. Oh goodness, the back is absolutely perfect. I mean, there's not even buckle rash. There is no buckle rash on the back of the... I mean, nothing. The guy was correct in his assessment on how much he used the guitar. He really is. He didn't embellish that at all. There is zero wear on the back of this guitar. I mean, just look for yourselves. It's absolutely perfect, pristine. You really can't get much better than that. So I'm going to put it on its side and do its sides because I kind of want to get this guitar done. We're in an hour and 35 minutes. We're doing good on time, but I want to try and keep this at 2 hours if I can. Oh, beautiful. Oh my goodness, look at this thing. It is stellar condition. Stellar condition. I did a good trade on this. I really did.
produced another two.
The stage is certainly set. Tell me about the characters.
Beautiful.
If you'll give me access to your technology, maybe I can create a simulation of my own. Show me what happens.
And it's just what her brother is what started with you this morning.
I will transport the canisters immediately.
It would be in your best interest to make this exchange quickly. We bring a conflict with the nuclear species, the humans. They've been threatening to attack us. Or any day. We've tried every diplomatic option, but the humans are stubborn people.
I understand what you're going through.
I wish I could make you one of our diplomats, but I have better luck resolving the situation.
Under different circumstances, Jamie to sick bed.
This is the doctor.
Ambassador Davis and I have reached an agreement to assemble the medical supplies.
Done, Captain. Supply the report very well.
Once we transport the supplies to the surface, there may be...
Red alert. Captain Gateway to the bridge. We're being fired on by 3 ships. Fury. Careful.
This is Captain Janeway, Starship Voyager. We are not your enemies. Please break off your attack.
They're not responding.
I advise you to retreat, Captain.
Shield down to 86%.
Right now, yes, ma'am.
Okay, so now we're gonna do the back of the neck and then back of the headstock, which I'm just gonna dry rub because I'm gonna dry rub. And then I am gonna polish the tuners because they're shiny. They're kind of nickel finish, if you will. Kind of here to nickel finishing. Kind of adhere to that, if you will. Let me tell you something, guys. I'm not dumb. I'm not stupid. I'm smart as an average bear.
No matter how much you clean, does your house still smell stuffy? That's because your home is filled with soft surfaces that trap odors and release them back into the room. So try the Breeze Fabric Refresher. The Breeze holds odors trapped in fabrics and cleans them away as it dries. Use the Breeze every time you tidy up to keep your whole house smelling fresh air clean. The Fabric Refresher even works for clothes you want to wear another day. Make the Breeze part of your clean routine. Home freshness. Think you need to pay prestige prices for better skin results? Try Olay Regenerist. The rich hydrating cream is formulated with vitamin D3 and peptides.
Okay.
And visibly smooth wrinkles.
So the tuners are pretty good quality. They don't have a name on them, but they seem pretty nice. So I will attest to that at the very least.
Here's another cleaning tip from Mr. Cook. Cleaning tip offered with kitchen messes with sprays and wipes can be
That one I need to redo because it's a little bit more. Two I need to redo. Three I need to redo. There we go. Sometimes when you do things 2 or 3 times, it helps. So now we're going to do the tops of the tuners. And you want to be very careful to try and avoid the satin finish or flat finish of anything with polish or wax, because it will mar the finish up, and you don't want to do that. At least I don't want to do that. So, I need to sit down a minute, take a quick break, and then we will commence the setup on it. Yes, I need to go to the bathroom and yeah. Okay. Yeah, it is always about race. Whatever. Okay, so let's unwind this and see what it does, folks.
This first time I heard the name Voyager, held it up my imagination. Even though we were the bad guys. That didn't matter. I was too young to understand the implications. The fact that we're so far from home and traveling
Okay. We're getting there, folks. I still lost my,
Starting this one's means I have to do all rest of every day. All this overnight gas eventually 2 times larger bags, up to 10 hours of protection. It catches leaks, so you can catch seeds. Because my morning starts before morning starts. Always.
These strings are kicking my butt a little bit, but I will live, I promise. We're making really good time on this, actually. I would have liked to have been done about 10-15 minutes ago, but it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. So we already grooved and dry lubed the nut, as you saw. So we're doing pretty good. But I'm getting there. We're gonna have this guitar done. Once I get the strings, tension on all the strings, and then I can do the height adjustment, and then the intonation will be done. So I'm not worried about that at all.
He served as our surgical chaplain for many years, until he decided to leave. He took a small craft and set a course for the Alpha Quadrant, attempting to trace the path of Voyager. He said he had a long
Nope. Oh, I screwed that up, didn't I? Well, not really. Merciful Minerva. My back is killing me, but I'm doing pretty good. I will live. I need to cut off the ends of the strings here. And I need to get my crimper. Crimp these mother suckers. Okay. Oh, merciful. Okay. So now what? Now what? Now what? Now I get my tool out and we can do our height adjustment. Whoop. Whoop, 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 whoop. And I like my string action height down pretty darn low, just above buzz point is what I call it. Just above buzz point. Just above buzz point.
These are the moments that define one of television's greatest top dramas. NYPD Blue. Tonight, starting at 1 a.m. 12 Central. Right here on HNI.
I don't know why people do that. Really, really don't. Okay, that's a good starting point for blowing the stock. I'll plug this sucker in. And start in right away.
Okay, we're good. Perfect on that one. Doing the intonation right now. Okay, guys and gals, that is it. This guitar is done. Done. It came out pretty darn perfect and pretty darn good and pretty darn special and pretty darn. So I'm going to call this video done at the next commercial. And that'll be it. Because it is pretty darn perfect, as it were. We're at 2 hours and 12 minutes on this video. We're actually probably going to call it right now because I'm pretty tired. But I've been wanting to get to this guitar for over a week, so I'm pretty happy with the way it came out. Yeah, definitely. It came out pretty darn good. Just the way I wanted it to, in reality. And again, it's, you know, it's a Line 6 from 2006. Variax 300 Strat style guitar with 12 settings, 5-way selector stitch, switch, volume, tone, Wilkinson style bridge, and brand new strings, full setup on it. It's pretty darn cool. I'm pretty darn happy with the way it came out. So, that being said, thank you for joining me on this classic guitar video. On this, again, 2006 Line 6 Variax 300 Strat guitar. It turned out pretty nice. Tonight's show is brought to you by Guitar Center of Glendora. Please check them out. They're really great. And we will see what tomorrow night's guitar is. I don't know, I've got quite a few projects. I've got a lot of strats. I've got like 20 strats that I need to do. So we'll see what I pick out next tomorrow to do. So thank you very much, and we will see you next time, and happy guitarring.